Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I've decided to do a little bit of a girl talk video while I get ready. I'm going for a bit of lunch and I wanted to show you how I'm doing my makeup. This is just like my day-to-day, like simple, glowy, basic makeup. I also just said I'd answer a few little girl talk questions, make this a bit of a girl talk video, a bit of like advice topics, like things like that. Before I started the video, I wanted to show you my new jewellery that I'm wearing. So this is a little bit of a collab with Anna Louisa, which is a brand that I absolutely love. I've been wearing these bits of jewellery for about a month now and I love them. The amount, like genuinely, the amount of compliments I've got on these is like, I cannot believe, like every time a customer comes in work, they're like, oh my god, where'd you get your jewellery? So they're 100% sustainable, which is amazing. They do not tarnish. I can vouch for that. I'm terrible for wearing jewellery in the shower and stuff. They do not tarnish, and they come in this amazing sustainable packaging, so nice, 100% carbon neutral. And these are other bits that I have. I also have this beautiful necklace which I haven't worn yet, but it's this little butterfly. I just think it's gorgeous. So these such good presents for Mother's Day and stuff, really quick delivery, just so nice. I'm absolutely obsessed with them, and this set is my absolute favorite. I love it, so cannot recommend them enough. So without further ado, we will get into doing my makeup and having the chats. I'm in a little bit of a rush, so I'm not going to talk through what I'm doing or what I'm using or anything. So if you have any questions, just leave them below or drop me a DM. But one of the questions that I got a lot, because I think in my last video I talked a good bit about body confidence and how I struggle with that, and a lot of people, I got a lot of DMs and stuff about that, which I did not expect, because that wasn't like the aim of that video. That was kind of just a tangent that I went on in the video. But yeah, a lot of people seem to like that I was talking about that and like seem to struggle with that as well, so said we would talk a little bit about that. I think it's something everyone struggles with. The question that I got was basically saying that they felt how I felt, the exact same, and it was nice to see someone else feel like that and how I cope with it and how I've like got through it and like not let it control my life. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I still am definitely working on it. It's something that I think, this is really hard to see your eyebrows on camera, so I'm just gonna look over here, but this is my bad side. No, that's my bad side. I can't remember. Well, I don't know. I think it's something that everyone kind of struggles with at certain times in their life. Like I definitely think sometimes it's more like prevalent in my life than others, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I don't worry about it. There could be like a week or two where like I'm not really too worried about it, and then there can be a week or two where it consumes me. It's definitely gotten better in the past few months. During lockdown I really struggled with it and I didn't tell anyone, and I just kind of struggled with it by myself, but I've never been like diagnosed, I guess, with an eating disorder, but I've definitely struggled with disordered eating, if that makes sense. Like I've never been like given a diagnosis, but it's definitely something I've really, it took over my life for a good long time. Like I remember my brother's 21st birthday was the worst day of my life because, okay, that's dramatic. That's a bit dramatic, but it was a horrible day for me, and I really wanted to enjoy the day. But it was a horrible day because there was food everywhere. I was so worried. Every picture I got, I remember coming upstairs to my room and just crying my eyes out. I'll never forget it. Like I just came upstairs and cried my eyes out, and I was just like, I am horrendous. Like I'm the worst looking person ever. I'm so whatever. Looking back, I wasn't. Like I look back on pictures and I'm like, Laura, what are you so worried about? And I wish I enjoyed that day because it was such a lovely day. It was such a special day. Like my whole family was here, and I just let how I looked and my weight consume that day and what I was eating and what I remember everyone was having cake or something and I was eating a bowl of raspberries because they were like no calories in raspberries. Like, and everyone was having cake and stuff, and that's what I was eating, like a bowl of raspberries when I could have just had a slice of cake. Like, you know, things like that. Uncut jams. I think if I'm gonna move on to like things that have helped me in kind of overcoming my thoughts about food and my weight and stuff, it's number one is I had to ask all my friends around me to not talk about calories around me. I feel like it's diet culture and like calorie deficits and stuff, since I feel like TikTok kind of set it off, is such a huge thing in our society right now, where it's like people, I feel like it's like it's constantly spoken about. It's a very, can be thrown around kind of thing, like how many calories are in this, or I'm on this many calories, or I'm in a deficit, or I'm in a, which isn't a bad thing, of course. Like if you're into the gym and you're into like fitness and nutrition and stuff, great, but just sometimes you just have to remember how toxic that can be for others, and it's definitely for me. I just had to all my friends, look, because a lot of my friends are in fitness and stuff, which is amazing, like go them, like like, I'm so happy that they enjoy that. But for me, I just had to say to them, look, can we just keep calories and stuff out of our conversations? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to know. For my own mental health, I can't take that. So that helped me. Then I was obsessed with watching what I eat in a day on TikTok. It's all I watched. I compare myself to everyone. I was watching what I eat in a day constantly. So that unfollowing people who were doing that on TikTok that are doing it unhealthily or showing unhealthy expectations was something that really helped me. What else? Exercising for my mental health, rather than like, I'd go on a walk before and be like, okay, this is gonna make me so skinny. But go on a walk. I went on a walk this morning just to enjoy the sunshine. Yeah, things like that, just little changes. But it's still something I really struggle with. So I'm not gonna sit here and give like preach, because I'm still not there yet, but I'm making progress. So I think that's the main thing. And it's good to be honest about things like that, because I think more people than you think would struggle with things like that. Got a few questions on how to get over heartbreak and breakups and stuff like that. I'm probably not the most experienced in this sector, because this is a very honest video, I'm really laying it all out, but I don't care. When I have a situation or relationship or something, what I've learned from them is that I get too invested too quick, and then when a breakup happens, it shatters me, and like, I can't cope. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way, of like, not to give so much, because when you give so much and that ends, it's like your world is gone, because you put your world into that person, if that makes sense. I'm probably not saying that properly, but that's like my experience that I've obviously worked on and changed. My tips for a breakup: what I did when I was going through a little bit of a situation where it wasn't exactly a breakup, but it kind of felt like one. You know, that situation, I feel like everyone has had them situations. I let myself wallow for probably longer than I should have with this situation, but looking back and from a past breakup before that situation, which I probably actually handled better than this situation. So we'll look at the other situation that's not the one, a situation where I got broken up with. What I did was I let myself wallow for a few days. I let myself be sad. And then I said, okay, I was sitting in bed like crying. It was like, I think it was like the start of college. Looking back, it's so funny. Like, I'm like, why was I so sad? You know, when you look back and you're like, for what? I let myself wallow, and then I just said to myself, okay, that's it now. It's not that big of a deal. You're 18. It feels like the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And I hated when people told me time heals everything. My mom kept saying that to me, and I was like, literally shut up. You've been with my dad since you were 16. I was like, you know nothing about breakups. But like, time does heal everything. Like, honestly, like, I thought it was the worst thing ever. Now I look back and I'm like, why were you so upset? Like, it's not the end of the world. If they're meant to be with you, you won't have broke up. I'm probably not like, I haven't had many relations. Like, this is why, like, I think I'm a relationship guru, but I haven't had that many, because I'm just too picky, I guess. Like, I do go for a bit of crap people sometimes. My main tip for breakups would be no contact, even though it's so hard. But how can you expect to get over someone if you're talking to them every day, and if you're like seeing them on social media and you're seeing what they're doing and you're watching it and you're getting upset? You can't expect to get over someone when they're in your life. Like, they need to, if you really want to get over someone, and this is coming from personal experience of like recent, they need to be gone. Like, I had a situation, I really bear it up. But I just don't care. Like, I'm a very open person. I don't care. Because we all have situations like this. I had a situation where I could not get over this man. It wasn't happening. I thought the world of him. The second he was out of my life, bye. Like, it's out of sight, out of mind. If you are going through a breakup, like, you can't be in contact. I know everyone was like, no contact, and you're like, sneaky Snapchat, sneaky drunk text. No. And I am not one to talk, but you live and you learn, and you learn that you can't do that. I cannot fathom to you enough how much you can't do that, because you will never get over it. I'm very passionate about this, because from my own experience of recent, I know that this is like, you cannot get over someone if you're talking to them. It just doesn't happen, because it's constant like giving you hope and then like pulling it away, and like, you look good today, doesn't reply to you for 6 days. This blush is called Peaches from MAC, and it's honestly just the nicest blush ever. Like, I just love it so much. A few questions talk about confidence and how, like, as a girl to be confident, how I'm so confident. I'm not. Like, I don't need to preface this by saying, oh, that I'm not full of confidence. I really am. And there's parts of myself I'm confident about. I'm confident with the person that I am and my like how kind I am. I'm confident in that. But like I would be like, say for example, for YouTube, it's very easy for me to sit here and be outgoing and stuff talking to a camera because it's just me in my bedroom. That's so easy, and that is probably a reason why I enjoy YouTube so much, because I can just kind of let my thoughts go. You kind of don't feel like anyone's gonna watch this. Like if there's anyone watching this, like I don't feel like there's people watching it. But when I'm in a group setting or something, like I'm not all that confident. In secondary school, I struggled a lot with imposter syndrome. I always felt like I didn't belong, and that's changed in college, but like I wasn't confident in secondary school. I probably acted like I was, but I wasn't in secondary school. Probably college has brought me out a lot in my confidence. But like if we're talking looks wise confidence, what I kind of say to myself when I get down about stuff like that, it's just like there's no point in me sitting worrying about it. Like people don't think about you the way that you think about you. Like say if I'm on a night out and I feel unconfident or insecure, I'm like, no one is looking at the things that I'm looking at. Like everyone picks themselves apart, but no one, like I don't look at someone else and be like, oh my god, look at her roots in her hair, or oh my god, that outfit. No, like you just don't do that. Like if you do that, you're a freak. Like if most people do not do that, like it just doesn't happen. So you just have to remember that no one is looking at you the way that you were looking at yourself, and there's no one like you. And again, I'm probably not the best to give like advice on confidence because I'm still not fully there yet either. But I've definitely come on leaps and bounds in my confidence, and I feel like that's from the people that I have around me as well. They build me up, whereas probably I've had people in my life before that have brought me down in like my personality. Like say for example, I used to be really insecure about being sensitive. And that was because the people around me used to bring me down about being sensitive. But now the people in my life like say like that is a blessing because it shows how empathetic I am. You have to think about things like that. Like the people around you should be bringing you up, and that's really brought me up my confidence because I feel like valued by the people around me. Does that make sense? I think that does make sense. Someone asked how I have so much confidence to post pictures on Instagram. Okay, so I don't. Like it's the same with YouTube. When you post things on Instagram, it feels like no one's gonna actually see them. It just feels like my little feed of like my pictures that I like, and like no one's gonna see, but they do see. And like when you put yourself out there, of course you're gonna be talked about. Like it's a given. You put yourself out there, people are going to judge. It's really hard to do lip liner while I'm talking. People are gonna judge, but that's just life. You just have to do what makes you happy. So when else would I ever go on Love Island? No. I feel like I'd be the most boring person ever on Love Island because number one, I don't like conflict. I can't do conflict. Like I wouldn't give the producers what they want. And also I don't think I'm what Love Island want, like looks wise. I'm probably not it. Me and Molly May, we do not have the same features. I do not look like Miss Molly May, but I just don't, and like I don't think I could handle the trolling and stuff afterwards. Like I don't think I could do that, to be honest. Like I don't think I could ever be famous because I couldn't handle the trolling. And when they come for their families, like other people's families, I couldn't do that. Like no. So probably no, I would not do Love Island. Not that I would ever be asked, because there's just not a chance I would be asked to Love Island. That's a foreign world. It would not happen. But no, I would not do Love Island. Someone just literally said pressure in your early 20s. And I again could literally talk about this for so long. I feel the pressure so much. I'm only turned 20. And I know that's so young. And like what I was saying to people when it was like my 20th birthday, I forgot what mascara on, I was like, I feel like I need to get my life together now. And people were like people I was saying this to were like 25, 26, and they were like, no Laura, like enjoy your early 20s. But like so this year is my second year of college, next year is my final year. I don't know what I want to do, and I think that's so normal. And like I have ideas of what I want to do, like I have sectors that I like, but I don't know what I want to do a master's in, and I have to pick a master's next year. Like I have no idea. So oh Jesus, there's so much pressure. Like some people in my year at school are like 6 years with their boyfriend now, and they're probably gonna have babies, and they're probably looking at apartments and stuff. And then some people in my year are like in the same position as me, where like I'm the most single I've probably ever been in my life, which I love. I'm so happy with that. I'm so single. obviously still very much living at home, not even a prospect of moving out at the moment. I'm still in college. I'm still just enjoying life, going out, like just started driving like last year. I'm not where a lot of people are in terms of like them having relationships and them being like one of my absolute, like my best friend. He is, I feel like I look at him and I'm like, you're so established. Like he has a really amazing job. He's in college. He's like driving as well. He's like, every time he's in the gym all the time. So I look at him, I'm like, I am so far behind you, but you can't compare yourself to that because everyone's life moves in completely different stages. I think there's so much pressure in your early 20s too. There's also pressure to be like having the best time of your life, and like your early 20s is the best time ever and you have to be out every night, but like that's just not achievable. Like, first of all, financially going out every night is just not achievable. No one's but like, I go out one night and I'm rode off for 4 days, so that's not gonna happen. And then people want you to also like be in a relationship and to be achieving all these things, but then you also want to do so well in college, and then you also want to have a social life, and then you also want to work and make money, and you also want to be on that grind, but you also want to be having fun. It's just like so difficult. So pressure in your early 20s is something that I think is a very normal thing to be struggling with. So I gave absolutely no advice in that video. None, sorry about that. I literally gave no advice. I just talked and rambled about my own experiences, so I hope that kind of helped you if you needed a bit of a girl talk. I'd love to do these videos more of like more advice and like my experiences and stuff and topics and stuff. So if there is anything that you would like me to talk about or anything, do let me know. Again, check out Anna Louisa. They are honestly genuinely amazing jewellery, really good prices. Love them so much. Perfect Mother's Day present. I need to get a Mother's Day present. I didn't know it was Mother's Day. My dad's birthday today as well. I'm gonna be broke, but anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.